Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started. Hi speakers, how's everyone doing? Hopefully everyone is having a very blessed evening. Now, of course, I'm coming to you today with a video finally. And as you can see there on my thumbnail, we will be kind of going over the pure audacity of two men that I have covered once before. Because in a lot of ways, I've seen a lot of similarities in the two men. So we're going to kind of go over some things. And several events that's been taking place that has kind of led up to this. Now, of course, we will be discussing Martel Holt as well as Kelvin Hunter. Now, we both know pretty much a lot of their backstory and, things that have transpired between them and their exes. So we gonna break that down. Now, of course, before we deep dive into everything, please go ahead and like the video, share the video, as well as go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not become a family member as of yet. Go ahead and do so. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. I am gonna try to get back into the rhythm of everything. Of course, life events have happened, and it takes a lot out of me to be motivated to do several things. So just please bear with me, continue to keep me in your prayers, and hopefully we'll be able to, come together, have more videos more consistently. So just continue to pray for me. But anywho, not gonna hold you too long. Um, Now, although that I haven't been doing videos, I do kind of keep my ear to the internet streets to see and hear a lot of things that kind of transpire. Now, on my previous video, we did kind of go over everything going on with Martell as far as him being arrested on those charges not too long ago. And since then, we seen and or heard of several different other stories that not looking too good for him nor his current situation, should I say. I know one of them that kind of caught my attention is perhaps allegedly he could be brought up on charges for fraud for um out here building with no builder's license, going under a name that no longer exists, that of course was attached with Melody. If you dissolved everything during your marriage, how are you still hanging on to a business? And then again, how are you going out here conducting yourself as a professional and you have no license or any type of credentials that certifies you as that? And I see that it has came back because there is actually a family that is not going to let this go well because they have paid you to do a job that you never completed. And given that you started a job that you never completed has opened the doors for other things to have transpired, to where they learned that you're not even supposed to be doing this. As well as we do know that him and Melody is due back in court any day now for the custody hearing. I do know he was ordered to go to seek professional, counseling. I wonder, has he done it thus far? I mean, it just seemed like a lot of things are kind of going, but not going in his favor. Him nor his situation. And when I say situation, I'm meaning Arion. So it brings me back to what I have said in several videos before. When you're dealing with men such as Martell or Kelvin Hunter, in my opinion, this is what we tend to see. when things are no longer in their control, they tend to lose it, start moving sloppy, doing things that are very, very, what we would call it, crazy. I mean, I'm not going to go out here and portray to be a nurse knowing doggone well I have not took no board tests. I have not sat in no nursing class or anything. I can't just go and pretend to be something that I'm not. But you tend to move crazy when you're pushed in a crunch. And although Martell may have that income from Love and Marriage Huntsville, we have to kind of look at the big picture of it. Him and Melody was able to afford a lifestyle that he had become accustomed to. And that one check that he's getting may very well not be enough to live up to what he had become accustomed to. Not only what he had become accustomed to, but what Arion had become accustomed to. So now you have a whole nother person and little man to bring in this equation, and a big part of you is just lost. So it all goes back to desperate times call for desperate measures. So I'm going to go out here and portray that I still have this business, like I have a license. I'm going to start building. I'm going to collect funds, and I may or may not finish the job. But hopefully, they won't report me, or hopefully, no one will find out. Newsflash, it did. Because who's shelling out that kind of money and they're not getting what they paid for? So that was your first mistake. Starting something, not completing it, but yet and still you were paid for, and then had the nerve to tell the people you couldn't finish it till your bankruptcy is over. What? If I pay you to do a job for me, I don't care nothing about what's going on in your personal life. You need to finish what's going on in your professional life. But yet again, a person that feel like they are above all, and they feel like they can manipulate any situation that they're in, and yet again, you have failed. I recently seen where you were supposed to be a part of a podcast or something with women empowerment. Now, a lot of people on the internet wasn't feeling it at all. And we can call, it could be the millimeters, it could just be women in general that has been kind of following your story. But it was a lot of people that wasn't feeling the fact that you were actually being, they were asking you to be a guest at a women's empowerment podcast with your background. It just seemed like another call in a favor type thing for me, or those pick me situations, because we still have a lot of women, don't get me wrong, that is all for Martell. Now, I don't know what kind of women you want to call them. I try not to judge anyone, but it is still some women out here that's riding for Martell and feel like he does no wrong. I don't know if they are kind of in la la land because of his outer appearance, but that ain't too much either, because once you show me who you are within, it doesn't even matter what you look like on the outside. And all I could think of is, who is this lady? What is her background? How does she know him? How did this come about? I had questions. But clearly, yeah, she didn't want the heat, and she may have felt some effect on it because, of course, we saw that he was removed. So again, it brings back a lot of things that we've seen, different events that he has tried to accomplish, and he keeps running back to the stumbling block. We saw the honest wine. We saw that he had calendars. We saw that he appeared on Bravo. didn't go too well. We saw that you tried to have a suit line, an underwear line, and supposed to be a part of women empowerment. It was so many things that have been put in front of you, but nothing stuck. And I wonder why. God don't like ugly. God don't bless no mess. And you wonder why. You see where your ex has became so successful. Everything she touched turned into gold. Everything and every move she has set out to do, it has been done. But you still stumbling and trying to kick down bricks. But the more bricks you having to kick, the madder you're getting, because you are realizing I have no control. I'm trying everything to defeat this woman. I'm trying my best to bring her back. I'm trying my best to knock her down. But the more and more you are trying to strive to knock her down, you're the only one that's steady falling. And it tends to happen. And then you want to be mad with her. And then you want to come out with all of this elaborate stuff as far as what she done. And she did this. And she did this. And she dated other people. And we were both messing up. And I mean, just all kind of point the finger at, but never pointing the finger back at who was most important, which was self. So again, it brings you right back down to the audacity of you. You have the audacity to question why this lady is so blessed and you still stuck in a mess. I mean, look at the big picture. Look at the big picture. Until you take self-accountability, and maybe go ahead and sit on that couch for a couple of them sessions and look deep within and try to change your heart, you won't be going anywhere fast. You're moving fast, but ain't getting nowhere fast. It's like everything that you try to do, you're going to always round back to ground zero, because when you're not doing right by others, you cannot expect for God to richly bless you. And I don't understand, how could your situation, and I keep saying situation, forgive me, but again, I don't understand how Ariane could sit there and witness all the things that you have done to bring Melanie down and not for one time think, will he do this to me? Which in all actuality, in my opinion, he's already done it. Because just like he's feeling the effects of not being able to get nowhere fast, you aren't either. I even heard where they said that you had won all of this money. Well, where is it today? Because really and truly, it wasn't a whole lot of money when you really think about it, but it was a blessing. But where is it today? Did you invest in anything? Did you start a new business? One that could potentially be a little more successful than the one that you had, in my opinion, again. But what did you do to gain residual income? Because to me, you're still sitting like a bump on a log, hoping and praying that Martell finally hit it big. And it doesn't look like it's going that way. So in this situation, and I know it may look as though she ain't going nowhere, I think she's going to be another situation where she's going to get tired. And she going to leave him to deal with the mess they created. She's going to leave him because you're not being able to afford her the things that she was looking forward to when you were married. You're not able to give her that. And I have stuck by you and stuck by you. And probably the only reason she has stuck by you thus far, number one, you share a child. And number two, you are still part of a major broadcasting show. I mean, let's just keep it real. Remove those two situations and she probably would have been gone. Which almost segue over to the next gentleman, Kelvin Hunter. See, these women are okay when the wife is still there, everything is going their way, and then they might get a little, have they behind and complain here and there. But then when the wife finally says, I'm not taking this or putting up with this anymore, and they decide to leave, oh, it's all fun and games and hee. But when the rabbit actually get the gun and that income ain't flowing the way the income was flowing, then everybody kind of get a little antsy and start doing unusual things. Which kind of leads me into this story, because this was a story that I have, kind of been watching, and I covered this again, with the Audacity edition of my channel, where I discussed Martell and Kelvin again. So this is recently came up within the last couple of days. I'm going to read this, and we'll kind of go over it a little bit, because again, it make me say the audacity of this man. So I got this from Y Entertainment, and basically what it states is Wendy Williams' ex-husband goes to court to enforce spousal support payments. Of course, it says former talk show host Wendy Williams' ex-husband, Kevin Hunter, is seeking court help to collect the support checks he was promised after their divorce. In his petition, he claimed that the payments had been paused for nearly 2 years, around the time the former TV host had been placed under legal guardianship. He also said that Williams' team has not been forthcoming in helping to resolve the issue, and that the absence of the funds have greatly affected him. According to the court documents, Williams' ex-husband Hunters filed a lawsuit requesting assistance in collecting support checks from the retired talk show host. In the filing addressed to the judge who oversaw their divorce, Hunter highlighted that he was married to Wendy Williams from November 1999 to January of 2020, and they had shared a son, Kevin Jr., who is now emancipated and is a full-time student at Barry University in Florida. Hunter emphasizes in his petition that William agreed to provide him with severance pay under the matrimonial settlement agreement. He explained that he hadn't received it since January 2022 due to Williams' court-ordered guardianship. Stressing the financial strain caused him the lack of payments, Hunter said. This is emergent matter because I rely on the severance pay for my living expenses, and having been without the income for 23 months has affected me greatly. Therefore, I respectfully request that the court require Wendy to immediately pay all severance payments which may be due and owing at the time of the court appearance. Now, it was a little bit more into that. This actually came out March the 12th. I do know previously, I want to say maybe back in January, he had called himself going to the judge, and the judge kind of shoot him off because, again, the audacity of you. But let me see. So basically what it was is she was paying, or she agreed to pay, because he actually was employed by Wendy. Now, I don't know how long, she was supposed to pay these payments or however, but she better than me because you wouldn't have got a thing. But anywho, but it just kills me, the audacity of you. Now, we've heard in the last few weeks that it is that we found out that Wendy is actually, suffering from dementia. Her health is declining. So of course, if we heard it, he heard it. I even saw somewhere where people were saying that he was trying to mosey his way back in. I'm like, okay, you trying to mosey yourself back in to a lady that seldomly kind of her mind kind of wanders due to her condition, and now you talking about you want go sit down. We see the play, and they ain't going. So now you go back to the court demanding money that you feel is owed to you because your baby mama, I'm gonna call her your baby mama because forgive me, I think her name was Serena or Sabrina, whoever she was, she left. She left. I wish I could remember what it was, the Diary of a Half Black Woman, and they were saying how she told Charles that his mistress took her kids and she gone, and what the housekeeper name she was gone to. Yeah, they gone. The money gone, they gone. Goodbye. Capiche? And now you here at the court crying. Not one time. I remember at one particular time he was saying that he was behind on his mortgage and his homeowner's insurance, and he couldn't get his hip surgery. I mean, all kinds of stuff that he was going through because he hadn't gotten his payments from his ex-wife that you dogged. Let's go back there. Let's sit there right there. You literally dogged this woman for years. Put it in her face that you had another woman. To make matters worse, you moved them down the street from one another. You purchased her a car with your wife's money. You went and had another child with another woman, and here you are today begging your wife for money. In a nutshell. The audacity. And so now you expect for Wendy, your son, the judge, you expect for everybody to feel sorry for you because it has caused great grief to you because you hadn't gotten paid. Oh, well, God don't like ugly and God don't bless no mess. Karma splint the block, huh? Yeah, it don't feel good. See, people sit up here and they will do people any kind of way and expect for their blessings to continue to flow. Continue to flow. Everything is supposed to continue on going. I messed over you. I had another child. I went against God and went outside of our marriage. But yeah, I need to be richly blessed. Sit down. Have a couple of seats. Have a couple of seats. Because again, the audacity of you. And I'm praying for Wendy. Because of course, with dementia, I can't say that anything that Wendy is going through is due to the heartbreak that she suffered or any of that. But when it comes to Wendy, male, or any woman that has been wronged by someone that you stood before God and said that you would go till death do us part, and they broke those vows, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. I tell my daughter all the time, don't worry about get back. Get back is not for you. Now we want to get back because that's what we think we should do. But the best get back is to let God handle that person. It may not happen when you expect and want him to move, but he's gonna move. He's gonna move. Trust me. I look at the situation and I started to cover this with the turkey leg cut situation in Houston. I don't know if anyone is privy to that information or have seen that, where, of course, the big turkey leg cut, had blew up to be really, really famous. People would fly in, and turkey leg cut was almost a landmark in Houston. It came out one day on Instagram where his wife had stated that allegedly she had endured domestic violence, and it was this and it was that. And since then, they have divorced within a couple of months. Everything just been rolling downhill. That man was letting go and firing employees via email. Who do that? People wasn't getting paid. Today payday, but don't cash your check 2-3 days later. A mess. Again, God don't bless no mess. A successful business that you've always had and always been looked into a good light now has shifted into this bad light because you wronged the person that you stood before God and gave your life to. See how quickly in a matter of months, your world, in a matter of minutes, really, your life could be turned upside down. Humble yourself. Be the best person that you possibly could be. We all human. We all make mistakes. But when you do such things as what Martell has done, even if I messed up, I cheated, I got these women pregnant, but let me make it right. Even if you decide that we're not going to be together anymore, let me still try to make it right. Let me make this transition as easy as possible for you because I was the one. I am the reason. But now, neither one of these made that transition easy. Neither one. Both of them was looking as they were walking backwards. They was looking and pointing the finger at their spouse. You the reason. You the cause. You didn't do this, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do this. So you decide to go to who betrayed to do all that you wanted them to do. Where they at now? You got Ariane over there looking like the werewolf, in my opinion. Twiddling her thumbs, and every now and then hop on social media and go off on you. So that's how we all know when y'all into it. And then you got the other woman that just sat up here and left Kevin high and dry. She's a young woman. You got hip problems, sir. What can she do for you? What can you do for her? And you ain't got no money. So they're gone. Yeah, Charles, they're gone. They're gone. I mean, it is what it is. My whole point in this whole video is the audacity of people. You feel it's okay to drag someone through the mud and you come out without a stain on you. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So that's about all I had. I just, saw, the little story about Kevin Hunter. Plus, I have been hearing the little things about Martell. I'm going to watch close for the court case with Martell and Melody to see where that go. I do plan on, having my life together. By the time the season start for Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as, again, I want to try to start doing like those self-care videos, as well as kind of breaking down what has all been transpiring in my life in the last couple of months since my husband passed. So I'm going to try to push myself to do that. But until then, I'm going to let everyone go. Please don't forget to like the video, share the video, as well as subscribe to the channel, join the family, and turn on the notification bells. Because, of course, at any moment, I can feel like pressing the button and I'm here. Again, if you also want to support the channel, the Cash App is Jusbeingmespeaks. It would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, I love each and every one of you, and good night.